We'll demonstrate to you how to adjust your pressures to specific terrain like sand, gravel and mud. Show you how tyre inflation affects the shape and wear pattern of a tyre and the theory behind air pressure preventing damage to your tyres. First of all, how should you set up your four-wheel drive tyre pressures for everyday driving? After all, the majority of driving we do tends to be on the blacktop, even if the plan is to get off-road and into the country as quickly as possible. It's always a good idea to get in the habit of regularly checking your pressures, and it's always best to use a reliable pressure gauge. You should check them at least once a month before each trip and each morning you drive during that trip. Ideally, tyre pressure should be measured when tyres are cold, that is, before doing any driving on those tyres. Otherwise, your tyres may have heated up, increasing the air pressure inside them by several pounds. Only bleed or reduce air pressure from a hot tyre when you need to lower pressure to drive on a particular off-road terrain. But remember, you have to pump them back up when you reach your destination or you're back on the blacktop. If your vehicle's tyres are underinflated by only 6 psi, it could lead to tyre damage, and the tread life could be reduced significantly as they will wear more on the outside than the middle. This will build up internal heat, increasing rolling resistance and cause a reduction in fuel economy. You would also find a significant loss of steering precision and cornering stability, especially at high speed. If your tyres are overinflated by as little as 6 psi, they could be damaged more easily when travelling over rocks, debris and even potholes. Higher inflated tyres will give you a much harsher ride and less grip and traction off-road. 6 psi doesn't sound like a great deal, but it actually represents 20% of the tyre's recommended pressure. You've got to remember that the load capacity of your tyres is reduced with the lower pressure. How do you select the right pressure for your vehicle? There's no universal right pressure for all tyres. The proper inflation level is dependent on many factors, such as what tyres you have, the type of vehicle, the amount of load, and how the vehicle is being driven, and the condition of the road, just to name a few. The important thing to remember is, as load increases, you'll need to increase the pressure, but never exceed the maximum pressure stamped on the sidewall. For harsher road surfaces, a lower pressure with lower speed may be needed to avoid tyre damage. One of the biggest advantages of dropping your tyre pressure while off-road is the increase of your tyre's footprint, the tyre's contact patch on the terrain surface. Reducing pressure and increasing the size of your tyre's footprint spreads the weight of your vehicle over a larger area, increasing the traction in off-road conditions. A good way of demonstrating this is to get 3 rulers. Place one at the front or leading edge of the tread contact patch and one at the rear or trailing edge. Now measure the space between each with a 3rd ruler and note the measurement. Remove the rulers and reduce the pressure in the tyre by 10 psi. Now repeat the process to get another measurement and you'll notice that the footprint of the tyre has increased. This technique of measuring the tyre's footprint can also be used to match a trailer or caravan's tyre's footprint to those of your vehicle. Remember, when you reduce your pressure, reinflate to the proper level as soon as you drive back on the bitumen. For standard size tyres, use pressure specified on your vehicle's tyre placard or check with your local retailer. High pressures will be required when you're carrying heavy loads.